video 2 for Unit 10, Murfreesboro City Schools, Standard 5 NBT 7. I can divide decimals to hundredths using concrete models or drawings and strategies based on place value, properties of operations, and relate the strategy to a written method and explain the reasoning used. Okay, we're going to start with our paper plates again like we did for multiplication. And of course, before we had the yellow as our whole, and we had the red halves, and we have the blue quarters, and then we have the little green eighths. So let's think about this with division, all right? So we're going to think about these pieces with division. First of all, after you've looked at them again, and I would expect the kids to get to look at them again, think about it. We're going to think about division in third grade when we said 6 divided by 3. Okay? What did that mean? Okay? What did that mean? I like to think about it as how many 3s are in 6. How many 3s are in 6? There are 2 groups of 3 in 6. All right? So now let's look at and talk about that understanding using the paper plates, okay? How many 1/4ths are in 2 paper plates? Okay? How many 1/4ths? Okay, in one paper plate, let's look at it and think about it. And they might share with a friend so that they would each have their set so where they could use the 2 yellows from the 2 different sets. So if they had their 2 yellow paper plates, how many 1/4ths would be in those 2 yellow paper plates? And then we want them to think about the equation, 2 divided by 1/4. How many 1/4ths are in 2? And there would be 8 because there would be 4 in each one of them, okay? Let's do one more. What about 2.5 divided by 1/2? So I've got 2 yellow paper plates, okay, 2 yellows, and I've got 1 of these reds, okay? How many halves would be in my 2 yellow paper plates? So in each paper plate, there would be 2 halves. So there'd be 2 halves in our first paper plate, 2 halves in our second, plus this half would give me 5 halves. And I think it's so important for them to base this on because decimals are fractions with a point. All right, now, Judd says he can find the quotient for 175 divided by 25 by subtracting 25 7 times. Another way to think of this is how many 25s are in 75, okay? So think about it. And I like to kind of break this number up and think of 175 as 175. How many of my 25s would be in this 100? There would be 4, right? Okay. And then how many 25s in the 75? There would be 3. So we would have 7. Do some mental math, thinking about what it means to divide. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to look at, again, let me push this aside. I want you to think about your money again, money bags, just like we did for video 1, okay? We're going to play race to $1, okay? Play race to $1. And again, you have a dollar bill, 2 quarters, 15 dimes, 10 nickels, and 10 cents. So get them working on that, all right? Now, let's look at a money problem here. Okay, how many 25s are in $1.50? So let me show $1.50 here. There's my other one, okay? So here I have $1.50, okay? How many 25s are in $1.50? And ask them just to think about it. Think about it. How many 25s are in $1.50? Well, I've got two 25s here, right? How many 25s are in this dollar? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarters in $1, 5, 6. So it's going to give me the 6. So let's look at this equation. If I've got $1.50 divided by 25 cents, 25 hundredths, I'm going to have an answer of 6 because I want to know how many quarters, 25 cents, 25 hundredths are in $1.50. You see how that understanding is going to be key to their reasoning. All right. Now, with the race to $1, I would like for you to move to and play race to $1 with your base 10 blocks. So with your base 10 blocks, this is going to be my dollar. My flat is my dollar, okay? My longs are going to be my tenths, and my units are going to be my hundredths. And play it with base 10 blocks and using, this is my whole. You always, just like in 3rd grade, have to establish what is the whole, okay? All right, so we've got that ready to go. Now, let's use the base 10 blocks to represent the decimals after we've played race to a flat here. So the square flat is 1 whole, the long is a tenth, and the unit is 100. All right, now, here is my problem here. Let's look at it. This is a piece of paper again. How many 5 hundredths, that could be like a nickel, so let's use this, okay? All right, how many 5 hundredths are in 3 of these, okay? Of course, these would be 3 tenths, okay? So if I've got 3 tenths, let me write this equation out. 3 tenths, 30 hundredths, either way, divided by 5 of my hundredths. I've got 3 tenths, 5 hundredths. How many groups of these are going to be in this? So let's show it with the base 10. Okay, in each of the longs, I would have 2 5 hundredths, right? So I could show in each one of them. So in this one, I would have 2 of the 5 hundredths and 2 here. So I would end up with 6. All right, let's show this another way, okay? Same thing, get out your grid paper, okay? When you've got your grid paper, I'm gonna draw these. Basically, that's all I'm doing here is drawing the 3 tenths or the 30 hundredths, okay? Those are my 3 tenths because they are, this is my whole, okay? So I've got those. Now, I've got the picture of those. How many of these fit in here? So again, I can put them in, and I've got, oh, there's one right there. So I've got the 1, 2. Same thing here. 1, 2 more. 1, 2 more. And that's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for how many of the five groups of 5 hundredths are in 3/10ths or 30 hundredths, either way. I can divide decimals to hundredths using concrete models or drawings and strategies based on place value, properties of operations, and relate the strategy to a written method and explain the reasoning used. My exit ticket for this is $1.20 divided by 30 cents. And see, I even think this would be great if you wanted to use it as a number talk. And this is the end of the second video for Unit 10.